Majin Tensei is a srpg spin-off of Megaten games released in 1994 on SNES. The game spans 59 chapters which have you engage in skirmishes every chapter. The game took me more than 3 weeks to finish, and I can say with confidence that Majin Tensei is without a doubt a game that is meant only and only for megaten enthusiasts and no one else. This game is bad, and here's the rest of the video why I think Majin Tensei is the worst megaten games I have played so far. Majin Tensei is largely divided into 2 parts, the surface and the underground. After around 8 chapters or so, you will have to fight with a boss, rinse and repeat, and you get 70 plus hours worth of boring content to play. Now, I have played tons of Fire Emblem games in the past, and I definitely took it for granted that every srpgs will be good just like those games, and boy was I very wrong. Majin Tensei had its own megaten spin to it and all, but that just made things much worse. The ethnic conflict that began in the late 1990s has developed into global one. Several decades later, in the year 2020X, a boy living in D03 district of Nida, Tokyo received a mysterious message along with a devil summoning program. At the same time, countless devils appear. The boy installs the summoning program into his comp and throws himself into the battle against the devils. As soon as you start the game, enter the name and put points into stat. You have strength, magic, vitality, defense, agility, and lag, and each stat maxed out at 32. Equipments in this game give you only stats and nothing else. You get nothing out of equipments, no extra damage, no extra defense, just pure stats. The strongest equipment in Majin Tensei gives you plus 8 in all stats, so you might be tempted to stop putting points into stat at 24, but I advise you to keep putting points into what you need and not care about equipments that much. If you have enough levels, you can get by the entire game. That said, I had to restart chapter 1 a couple of times because I messed up my stat distribution. I tried strength and speed first, but it didn't work out very well, so I had to go with vitality for my starting stats. Now let's talk about mechanics in Majin Tensei. Moon phase is back and it affects the success rate of recruiting devils. New moon has 80% and full moon has 0%. Moon phase also affects how much damage devil can inflict you. Magnetite is depleted every time your devil move, and Maga is needed to summon devil and during negotiation. There is nothing to buy or sell in this game, and you can only exchange gems as rock shop. Another facility is Jakyo, where you can fuse devils. There is no devil companion, no triple fusion, no Sere fusion, just a good old double fusion. Those are only 2 facilities available in Majin Tensei. On maps, you can enter houses to obtain information, and they are important for your first playthrough as they sometimes give you information related to events which you can obtain exclusive devils. One of the first gimmicks in the game is the healing spring. If you stand on top of the spring, you recover a ton of HP as well as MP. This is one of the objectives you will be keeping an eye on for the rest of the game. Unlike other megaten games where you can have 2 devils of the same name, you can have multiple of them in this game, which is why I think the strategy to beat the game is all about quantity more than quality of your devils. I found myself throwing whatever devils I have in my arsenal at the enemy to make them act as a body shield while I try to focus on my main objective. You have a very small item slot of 16 and that's shared between you and the heroine. It is so small in fact, you have to decide whether you will be prioritizing the gems to exchange at workshop in order to get the best equipment or the consumables to heal HP and MP. In my case, I tried my best to get the gems as fast as I could and then prioritize storing consumables in the late game. Right from the start, you have Orutoros and 2 pixies in your comp, and I had to summon Orutoros to get past the early chapters as I didn't still know what I was even doing most of the time. Your devils also gain EXP and has these star things that goes up when you attack the enemy. Some devils land one special attack if the star maxed out, and those attacks can also be inherited to another devils with devil fusion, which I had no idea about when I was playing. Actually, there are a lot of stuff in Majin Tensei that I would have missed if I went using a guide, to be honest. It can get really cryptic at some point that you actually get stuck with story progression. Chapter 1 and 2 is a warm-up maps in order to get you used to this game and have you prepare for the hellish experience ahead. 3, 4 and 5 take place entirely inside the lab, and this lab is one of the few places you can re-enter as many times as you like. Take your time and grind levels before you proceed further. Once you finish chapter 5, heroine will join you. She can use magic for some reason and she is an amnesia character. Focus on maxing out her magic stat as fast as you can, and when she reaches level 60, she gets to learn Remove Dora, the strongest magic spell that hits a huge radius. And when she lands that magic, she can actually solo the entire map by herself while being fortified by devils around her. I had this blast formation around her all the time to cover her close range weakness with Remove Dora and blast the enemy when they surround this blast formation. You can simply one-shot every monster with her and rack up tons of EXP from defeating a bunch of monsters, and that's the only satisfying thing I ever had with Majin Tensei. In chapter 6, you meet with
Étienne Alphonse La Flèche.
And he's not that important for now, so let's keep going. Neutral devils starts appearing in chapter 7 and they appear in yellow color. Enemies are in red and yours are in blue. There are altogether 3 types of devils. Enemy devils which cannot be recruited nor obtainable via devil fusion. Neutral devils which can be obtained with both methods. And other devil races like Megami, Hiryu, Tenshi, Shinju, Gamma, Kishin, which can only be obtained from devil fusion. Each devil race has its own unique characteristics and stats. Megami are healers and can move 12 squares and has flight movement. They are insanely mobile and I find them very useful in the late game. Hiryu also have flight movement and they are strong against ground targets. Shinjus can move through desert area fast and that's it. Tenshi are another one that is told to be good, but I regret not having access to this devil race as higher rank Tenshi devils can only be obtained by doing cryptic events. Tenshi can move 10 squares, second only to Megami and has flight movement. They also excel in healing magics, but more than that, they are resistant to most devils in this game. Gamma are devils that excel at using magic attacks, and Kishin are another devil race just like Tenshi, where high ranks can only be obtained from cryptic events. And then we have chapter 8, where we get to fight our first boss, Minotaur. Took me 30 minutes to beat this guy while having cat and mouse chase throughout the map because I was scared. But turns out Minotaur can be defeated rather easily with Bufu magic. Boss fights are actually not difficult at all in Majin Tensei. Instead, the journey to actually reach the boss is what makes the game difficult. Bosses sometimes drop rare gems which will only start appearing in the late game. But if you are lucky enough, you can get rare gem right from the start from early bosses. So if you want the best equipment as early as you can, invest your points into leg stack every now and then. You can try to use in-game save and load to get item drops from monsters, but I never succeed in doing those tricks, so I just give up, accept my fate, and move on. Yoju start appearing in chapter 9. They are resistant against magic attacks, so use physical attacks and overpower them with levels. Reicho and Tatenshi start appearing in chapter 10. Flying units are very strong in Majin Tensei as they are resistant against attacks from ground unit and has good mobility. They are bad matchup against your protagonist physical attacks, so use heroic magic attacks on them. Zero magics are effective against flying unit. After that, you can gain access to the shrine and we will come back again to get an item here later. Chapter 11, 12, 13 take place inside Yggdrasil, and there you have to stop the tree from absorbing power from the surface. But turns out it was all too late, so I had no choice but to keep playing the game. In chapter 14, you meet with Colonel Minami. He is the same with the French guy from before, and we will see him again later. Starting from chapter 15, generators will start appearing throughout the game till the end. This is another gimmick in Majin Tensei, and this one sucks. Generator will keep spawning 4 devils in short span of time, and in some maps, they will keep spawning devils every single turn. Number of enemy capped at 32, and generator will make sure the threshold is always at max. The only way you can stop generator is to have someone stand on it. With gigantic map and generators spread out all over the place, combined with the winning condition of subjugating all devils on the map, things start to go out of control as the game progresses. You got to fight boss Morok in chapter 16. Some maps will have you and heroine separate from one another for some reason, so prioritize grouping up as fast as you can with those kind of maps. Morok is way to fire, and after that, go back to shrine to obtain a ring. Takatori Boka and Beikoku start appearing in chapter 17. They have high damage but way to argue magic. If you see skeleton monsters, remember to burn them. 2 paths will branch out, but head to the cave first. Chapter 18 and 19 take place inside the cave. And in 19, if you head to the top right corner of the map and stand on this one specific tile, you get to meet with Izanami, if you got the ring from the shrine. After that, you can go to either chapter 20 or 21. If you met Izanami, you get to recruit French guys who actually is Tenshi Yuria in 20, and Colonel Minami who actually is Kishin Zocho 10 in 21. Because I didn't know about Izanami stuff, I only managed to get Zocho 10. Like, as if anyone will be able to figure this out without a guide. Come on. Next head to Tower, where chapter 21, 23, 24 takes place. You get to fight boss Medusa in 24. This is the final battle on surface and you'll be able to access Rickshaw and Jakyo for quite some time after this. Mao, Devils, and like others have different weaknesses and resistance towards magic attacks, but physical attacks is always 100% effective. Heroine is OP and all when fighting a huge amount of monsters and early bosses, but don't forget that your protagonist is more useful against mid to late game bosses. Use Bufu magic on Medusa and physical attack and she will go down. After that, you say goodbye to the surface for good to start your new adventure inside Underworld, and this is where my hellish gaming experience begins. As soon as you start inside Underworld in chapter 25, you are greeted with a horde of high-level devils, Loki and Odin. Then two Odin were fused to become level 70 Ariok. It kinda surprised me when devils can just casually fuse on the battlefield, and apparently you can also do that too with your own devils. I only found out about that near the very end of the game, so I didn't get to abuse this mechanic to full potential. But my guess is that you could fuse two of your low HP devils to create a new devil with full HP. Maybe around those lines, I don't know. Anyway, you can actually exploit the game in this specific map. See, you get EXP every time you attack or get hit by monsters, and the amount of EXP you gain takes your level gap into account. Ariok is level 70 and my heroine is level 36 by the time I reach this map. You can defeat it faster by using Bufu magic, but if you use Zero magic and keep chipping Ariok's HP bit by bit, you get a ton of EXP by making use of the level gap. My heroine gained 10 levels just from this single map, and only 14 levels left for her to land Rimudora, the strongest magic in the entire game. Ryuo Hidora start appearing in 26. It has high damage and is whatever, right? Then in 27, you are presented with 4 directions to head to. Right is the correct answer, and Cerberus will join you after this chapter. Starting from 28, you actually enter the Underworld for real this time. I kinda like how this map looks with fire all over the place. That said, this map sucks. You have a bunch of devils waiting for you on the other side and they will start coming to you from the upper path. So I tried the lower path and it has these muddy terrains that slows you down. So I was stuck in the middle for quite a long time with devils spawning non-stop from the generator. It is around this part when I discover a singular biggest problem I have with Majin Tensei. It is the pacing. The footage you are actually seeing is 2 times speed. 32 is the maximum number of enemy on the map, and it takes around 2 minutes to wait the entire enemy turn. And then there is neutral turn after that, where neutral devils moves. And then finally your turn comes. So it's like 5 minutes for every single turn. But that still doesn't include the time it takes to battle. So add 5 more minutes to it. Now it takes 10 minutes per turn. And my average turn to clear per chapter is around 30 plus turns, so it is easily over an hour per chapter. It takes all my mental and physical strength to clear a single chapter. And AI in Majin Tensei is stupid. I won't be complaining this much if the devil only move when necessary or when I approach near them. But no, you get to wait all the devils move every single turn, even devils who are on the other side of the map. And they are only moving back and forth and there's no meaning to it at all. Like, why? What is this game? Does the game developer hate their players or something? Playing this game made me want to replay Fire Emblem games and Devil Survivor games again. I wanted the suffering to end as quickly as possible to finish the game and nothing else. That's my only thought process the entire time, and God, I hate this game so much. Anyway, let's continue what I left off. Oh yeah, chapter 28 sucks. 29 is okay. If you have Uriel and your protagonist has 15 magic stat, Raphael will join you. 30 sucks. You have these bunch of neutral devils running back and forth every single turn and you have to wait for them to finish. I tried to kill them, but it ends up taking even more time than to clear a chapter, so I gave up. In order to get Komokudan, you need to clear this chapter 3 times. So I did that and it was not fun. But you can get memory ball from treasure chest in this chapter, which can increase your devil stock by 10, which is great. 31 is insanely frustrating as the winning condition is to subjugate all devils while navigating through narrow paths while getting attacked by flying units left and right. And while you had to deal with all those stuff, you also see the generator pumping out devils after devils every single turn. You have to fight boss Belia in 32. This map is rather straightforward for once. Proceed when you stop at springs along the way and you will be fine. Heroine Bufu magic is effective against Belia. After you defeat Belia, it will take heroine life away and now you have to revive her again. Go back to where chapter 30 took place and heroine will be brought back to life. And with that, we are finally out of these stupid fire maps. This time, you need to cross a huge bottomless pit in order to get to the other side. Chapter 34 has webs that can teleport you. Among the 3 webs in front of you, left one leads you to Jikoku 10 and right leads you to an item that lets you proceed the story. 35 is a long bridge where 32 level 70 adios wait for you. If you can defeat them, you don't need to play chapter 34, 36, 37 and 38, but the thing is, I can't, so I had to go the other way. If you really want to defeat all of them, you are going to need Heroine Surimudora magic along with Megami and Tenshi devils who are strong against Jashin devils and Bufu magic. You don't have to fight devils for once in 36, 37 and 38, and you only need to go to the correct way. Each chapter have 3 paths. Head left, right and middle in order, and once you get past those 3 chapters, you are finally on the other side. Chapter 39 sucks. It is a gigantic map with 4 generators placed on the other side of the map, and you have to fight through tons and tons of low-level kobolds along the way. The actual context for this chapter is funny, but gameplay-wise, this chapter exists solely to waste your time, so quickly stop the generator and clear this chapter. After that, Gabriel will join your team if you have Yuria and Raphael with you. Before you go to chapter 41 for boss fight, go to chapter 40 first and meet with Ikoku-ten in temple. He will raise all stats of you and heroine by 3. This is the only chapter where enemy 10 start first and you will be quickly surrounded by a bunch of devils. The boss Baran is just right in front of you, so head straight to defeat it with Bufu magic. After that, you will be asked a couple of questions by Baran, but they don't have any effect on the game. This has to be the prettiest map in Majin Tensei. Honestly, it is a visual treat after going through fires and desolated lands. Chapter 42 starts with you and heroine being separated. 43 will separate you even more, and you can unlock hidden chapter by going here, but I didn't know, so I missed it. If you have 3 exclusive Tenshin devils by now, you get Mikhail after this chapter. 44 is the aforementioned hidden chapter. If you chose not to recruit neither the French guy nor Colonel Minami right at the start, you can recruit exclusive Majin devils Ashura here. Chapter 45 is where I regretted not having enough flight units, especially Tenshi devils. If you did not recruit exclusive ones, you are stuck fusing only lower rank Tenshi devils by yourself, which doesn't help in this chapter because you actually need gold flight units to stop generators from spawning Jariu's Leviathan, and there are 4 of them in total. Then you have these skeletons who can inflict poison on you. Poison is very annoying as it can inflict 50 to 100 damage every turn. I use flight unit which I have managed to fuse somehow, but having those 4 exclusive Tenshis will help me a lot, especially when the winning condition is subjugating all devils on feet. Max limit of enemy devil is 32, so avoid battles with skeleton as you can, while you send off your flight unit quickly to stop generators that are surrounded by mountains. Bisha Monda will join you if you have 3 exclusive Kishin by now, but too bad I lost one of them along the way, so I missed out on this guy too. Great. Before heading straight to boss fight, head east and enter the ice cave. 46, 47, 48 take place inside the ice cave, and you can find Tiamat, the highest rank Ryuo here. I find them very useful as they are really tanky. Ryuo are weak to magic, but Tiamat can tank 4-5 magic attacks, which is more than enough. In 48, you can meet with Isis here. I am missing out on this one, so I noted this down in advance because it is necessary to get lore ending. You can melt the Iceway Hinokaku Tsuchi, which you can get from going back to the temple where Ikoku-ten is, but you have to trigger advance in the ice cave first in order to unlock Hinokaku Tsuchi back at the temple. Then Ikoku-ten asks who you will be sacrificing to make the sword. Volunteer yourself to get lore ending. Weapon wise, it is kinda useless as I have already maxed out my strength stuff by now, but it is necessary to thaw the ice. After that, go back to Ice Cave for second time and Isis will ask you not to kill Astaroth. 49 is boss fight with Astaroth. Mao devils from this fight till the end will be highly resistant to magic, so physical works the best. If you have met Isis, you will be given an option to spare Astaroth and get an item for lore ending. Then go back to Ice Cave for third time and report to Isis. Isis told you that she can grant any wishes, so heroine asks if her memory can return. The wish was granted, but heroine did not recover her memory for some reason. I'm not sure if this event is necessary for lore ending or not, but I appreciate these kind of events in the game where story is virtually non-existent. After this, you can head back to the temple and power up Hinokaku Tsuchi, which now gives you +6 strength instead of +3. Ah, my eyes feel so good. Look at all those greenery. It looks like I have finally escaped hell, but this is actually the start of my final hellish journey. There are 3 more desert maps left and they get progressively larger and larger. Those desert maps can literally drain away all of your energy and Majin Tensei. All I can say for those maps is that it wastes time and nothing more. I hate this game and I will keep saying it. After you clear chapter 50, the guy says Izanami will join you if you are meta in the early game, but I didn't and Izanami still joins me. Which is great because she is the highest ranked Megami and extremely useful with her godlike mobility and healing magic. 51 is a sanctuary for devils and they are all 1 HP. No one will attack you, so don't attack them back. If you kill even one, you will get chaos ending. 52, 53, 54 and 55 take place inside Pandemonium where you get to fight the boss Lucifer. Watch out for paralyzed attack from Datenshi devils, especially Ose. This guy is very tanky and has healing magic. If you don't take this guy out fast, it will just keep healing all the devil around it and it is very annoying. 53 has bunch of blocks which can mess up your formation and the rest is pretty straightforward. After you defeat Lucifer, Mikhail will leave your party. If you chose to spare Lucifer, he will reveal that Heroine is actually his daughter and the reason she can use magic is because she is not human. And then he drops the usual megaten lore about how humans brought the end of the war upon themselves and that the god abandoned them, etc, etc. And so Lucifer called the protagonist to end the war and had Heroine assist him and plan everything so that we get to fight Lucifer in the end. After dropping the law, Lucifer left the war as a protector and destroyer of humanity, apparently. I'm not even sure what that means, but that's what Lucifer said in the game. But more importantly, only one more boss remains in Majin Tensei, and if we defeat it, Heroine will return back to human and probably save the war, I guess. By the way, this is the most ugly looking Lucifer I have ever seen. Here we are again. The final desert map and the walls at that. It is insanely huge map covered with sand. Took me the entire day to clear this chapter and I started questioning my existence at this point. The winning condition is to defeat Dagon, but if you defeat Viritara before Dagon, Shiva, the highest ranked Majin devil, will join you. By this point, I have my own good flight unit, Hiryu Chenlong. Hiryu devils are strongest ground unit and can fly. They definitely put up a good wall in the desert map. The final 3 chapters take place inside castle and the gimmick is warps. These warps are all 2-way teleporters and you will be entering in and out of warps throughout the castle to reach the final chapter. It takes 2 turns to keep teleporting units to other side, so I just plow through this chapter with just protagonist and heroine. Then you get to chapter 59, the final chapter, and fight Satan. I sent out every devils I have inside my comp to make it seem like an epic fight for the footage, but it was very anticlimactic. Satan is super resistant to magic, but physical attack just works fine like always. More than the final boss, devil around it is more annoying to deal with, so I just aim for the head. And it was not even the 2 main characters who land the last hit. It was Chenlong who just soloed the final boss, so MVP of this game goes to Chenlong. Or if you have Bishamoten in your party, you can one-shot Satan with his special attack during full moon phase. So after Satan is defeated, it will shoot its power towards you, but Heroine will take the blast for you. I swear I had seen this exact scenario many times before in megaten games, but oh well. Now Heroine is dead and protagonist will carry her onto the surface. And then she came back to life again from the item Lucifer gave you and the game ends. The surface didn't change one bit even after all that, so I doubt I played through the entire game for nothing. And that's Majin Tensei. There are many times I wanted to stop playing the game, but I pressed on and managed to finish it. I always try to enjoy games no matter what by trying different playstyles, but unlike other megaten games, I just can't enjoy it no matter how hard I try. I played Majin Tensei because I was curious of the game, but I came out on the other side feeling punished for being curious in the first place. If possible, I don't want anyone to try this game out other than for the sake of curiosity. I have checked how Majin Tensei 2 look from some screenshots and it looks pretty promising so far. I don't know if Atlus polished the game in Majin Tensei 2 just like Shimigami Tensei 2, but I am very much looking forward to trying it out sometime in the future. I have had my fill with srpg games from playing Majin Tensei already, and it's definitely going to take a while for me to digest it in order to play another srpg again. That's everything I want to talk about Majin Tensei in this video. I'm Nai, and I hope to see you again next time. Bye bye.